Welcome back to another video, vonnyvlogs, self-made. Okay, so today's video is going to be about finance. I thought this will be a good video to make for you guys. So what I would, we're just going to talk about basically how to handle your finances. What's the best way to, take care of your credit. Just little things that I've done learned myself that I can share with you guys to help you with your credit journey and anything else financially, like saving and stuff like that. But for me, okay, let's go on the first part of, let's see, which one should we do first? Saving. Okay, so saving. The best way to do that is have a checking and a savings account. You don't necessarily have to use it to save, but it's easier to do it that way. You could have where your bank has the automatic saving payment thing, where they take, when your check comes in your account, or any other type of form of money that comes in your account, when it comes in, they automatically take the amount that you suggested to go into your savings account. So every time you get paid or whatever, it'll go in that account. So it's like you won't miss it because you didn't see it. But if you just have a checking and you don't want to have a savings account, the best way is to just manage your finances. Like, if you have a bill, take your lump sum of your amount that you have in balance in your account, take the bills that you have so you can take off, so you can see what you have left. And then what you have left, you need to make also how much that you're allowed to have for yourself. So if you spend the money that you spent for the bills, this is the bills, you spent the money for the bills, okay, that's one. And then if you have stuff that you need to get for yourself, you need to have a budget where you still have a nice form of money left where you can still add on to that and build it up. So let's say you got paid $800, okay. Let's say your rent's $200, okay. You have 7 something left, okay. Is that right? Oh no, you have 6. You have 6 left. So then you have a couple bills, like let's say Wi-Fi and your phone bill. So your phone bill's $50. And then your Wi-Fi is $40. Okay, so you paid those two. You have 4-ish left. So then you need to buy some clothes. You get 2 outfits. Let's say you spend $50 each, so you have $300 or $400 left. Of that $300 or $400, then you make also another. You also make another. What are you gonna call it? Okay, you make like also like another spot where you're gonna use this and keep this. So then you have gas for your car. So let's say you got $300. So you take $40 out of there for your gas for the whole week. You fill your car up. So then you have that money until you get paid again. As long as you don't spend it, that's what you have to be precise about, not spending it. You have to be able to hold it and say, okay, no, I can't touch this. You have to be able to do that, because if you put it in a savings account, either way, if it's in a checking or a savings, you can get to it. So therefore, either way you can touch it, but you have to make yourself where you know that you need to keep it and you can't touch it. So even if it's in a savings or checking account, you won't use it. But my best format was to have those separate things for those separate money for separate things. So you'll always have something left over. If you sorry guys, camera cut off. But we're back. Like I was saying, you need to have those separate things for those separate transactions. So you need to make sure you have those separate payments. Not separate payments, separate cash for separate payments. So everything is being handled and you still have that money left. And the best way for that, like I said, you have to be able to hold on to the money. You have to make yourself not have to, spend the money. It gets easier as long as you have it set up where you need this for this, this for this, and this for this. If you just spend, you're not gonna have nothing. You have to budget yourself, so you'll be able to do that. And then credit, saving and credit. Credit is a big part because, and I will make a part 2 of this because there's a lot of stuff I'll discuss. So, but credit is a big part of it because, let's say you just got a credit card. Okay, don't max the credit card out because that's not good for your credit. It's not. If you max that credit card out, that's not going to help you, because the longer the money sits there on the account, the longer it's going to take you to pay it. And the longer it takes you to pay it, it sits there and accumulates on your credit, and it doesn't do nothing but bring your credit down as you don't see that. But when you have a credit card, you're supposed to spend, pay it back. So if you're going to spend $500, you need to be able to get that $500 back, or at least half of that. You need to be able to give $300 back, so you don't have that full balance on your credit. Because every 30 days, every 25 days, they report to your credit. So if you spent $500 and you're just letting it sit there, they're going to report that. That's going to make your credit score go down. But if you pay half of it, that's most likely to keep your credit in a good area. That will make it go up. So for you to spend the whole credit and not pay at least half of it back, that brings it down. But if you can pay half, that'll help you. But what you guys don't know is, when you look on your credit card statement and it says payment closing date, you can always make another payment in that month that you got, that you spent. If you make 2 payments in that month, that's more likely to make your credit go up before the closing date. If you pay another payment before the closing date, or it doesn't have to be that much, but just able to pay something to make the balance go down before your closing date. Because when your closing date comes, that's when it's closed out and it goes to the credit bureau and they report it to your credit. And then after that, sorry, I'm itching. When they report it to the credit bureau, then it's going to sit there until the next 25 or 30 days. But also, when you get your credit card, you should never just make the minimum payment all the time. Now, if you don't have it, it's okay. Yeah, you can do that. But you need to be able to, when you have the card, you need to be able to make a little bit more of the payment than what they're telling you. Because when you pay it off quicker, that's less interest. That's better for your credit. And then that's more likely for you to get credit increases faster and quicker. Let's say you got a $500 credit limit and you want more credit, but that's showing them that you can pay down the balance and be credit worthy for them. That's going to get them to give you more credit, and that's going to help you build your credit, because they can see that you're a good credit, a trustworthy credit person. But if you're maxing out your cards and paying the minimum and taking 12 months to pay it, then you know they're not going to give you a credit increase or anything like that because you have taken so long on a balance that you could have paid off. Yes, they do have that where you can do that, but I wouldn't recommend it because the longer it takes, the more the more it sits there on your credit. And if you report it every time, it's just gonna make your credit go down. When they report that balance, it's just gonna make your credit go down. You can pay that $30 payment, but you shouldn't make that payment all the time. Like if you then made the payment and you have $300 left, you should at least pay $100 off of that. So then you have $200 left to pay them back, so you can get it paid off quicker, and they see that you're you know paying back to your credit and you're a good credit person. Why do I keep saying good credit person? Credit worthy. Because that's a big thing they look for, as that you are handling your finances and your credit well. I would say that paying the minimum is okay sometimes, like I said, and then other times you should at least pay more than the balance that they have for the minimum. So if your payment is like $30, you should at least pay $20 more. So let's say $40, $50. Okay, so you have 30, now you're gonna pay 50. The 50, that'll help you. You don't have to, go up, pay $100 or $200. Not all the time. You can make a $50 payment. Then if you want to make a $100 payment, you have that to do, then you can do that. But you don't have to always, make the $30 payment. You can pay more and get it paid down quicker, and that'll help you with your credit and everything, because that'll show them that you're paying your balances and you're handling your credit. And that's what they want to see. They want to see that you're able to pay back what you're spending. And that's what a lot of people don't know, that a lot of these little things that people don't know, that this is why their credit is the way it is. Because if you max out a credit card and you got $1,000 on it and you're paying the $30 minimum, they're not gonna take you as a credit trustworthy person, because you have $1,000 on a credit card that you're not paying. You just paid $30. You have $970 left. That's gonna take you almost 12 months to pay if you keep paying it at $30 every month. And then it's due. You have a credit card usually due every month, so that's gonna take you about 12 months to pay all that back. So the best way to do that is pay a little bit more when you have it, when you're able to. Don't always pay the minimum, because the minimum is just what they give you for you to pay, but that's not what you have to pay. Which some people probably know that, but a lot of people probably don't. And I don't know, I think that being stable to pay your bills is the best thing of the best way that you're going to be able to handle yourself. Because if you're able to save, you'll always have like a rainy day. If you need money, you'll have it. You just have to don't go to the mall and buy clothes all the time or buy shoes all the time, because that's not going to help you. That's just helping you in that moment because you got these new pair of shoes or you got these new clothes. But you can do that at a later time when you have better reason and better accommodations for yourself to be able to do that. And you helping your credit and stuff like that, that's going to give you more money and more ways to be able to get the stuff that you do want. And let's see. But I think saving is the biggest part, though, because if you're saving, you'll have more money to help you pay your bills, and then when you have a bill that you need to pay, you'll have that leftover money that you can use to pay that. When it might got paid and don't have enough, you'll have that where you'll be able to use a little bit of it and put it back. So it's always there when you need it. but you can always put it back too. So that's always accumulating more money and helping you build over here, but also helping you over here. So, sorry, my head itching. I need to get my hair redone, y'all. I just got my I got my hair dyed like last month or something like that. You guys haven't seen this yet. It's a little messy now, so I need to go get it redone. But yeah, I would just say the best way for you to get started with that is start saving each time you get paid. At least take $24 and put it to the side, or even, like I said, just have the separate things, the separate payments for separate things. So if you got paid $800, you have $400 left over after you paid the things you needed to pay. Just don't touch that, because next time you got paid, there you go, you have more money. So you got paid $800 again, you got $1,300 in your bank account now because you didn't spend that $400. And then you have the money left over. Sorry, you have the money left over, and you might not have bills this month. There you go. Now you have a little bit more money to do something with, and still have money left over. You have $1,000 in your bank account. You have $300 that you can spend for yourself because you don't have to pay bills now. Your bills are not due this month. Your bills are not due until the next month. So this is your free payday, your free pay week. So then you have a whole $1,000 in your bank account that you can save and have $300 to yourself. And then next time you get paid $800 again. You got $1,800 in your bank account. Let's say you got some bills to pay. Okay, maybe you got a couple bills to pay. Then you got $1,200 left because you paid all your bills, or you have $1,100 left because. Okay, I'm back, guys. The camera cut off. I don't know why it keeps doing that. But I'm gonna cut the video here, and we're gonna talk about the rest of this in part 2. I have the finances covered and the credit part. We're going to talk a little bit more about credit, and then we're going to go into how to, have balance yourself with what you got to pay, and how it'll be easier to not spend and keep yourself from doing it. Just, you have to make a goal for yourself, so you know that this is what you need to accomplish, so you don't touch it. You just have to always keep that in the back of your head, and that'll keep you from not touching or not spending that money. But I'm gonna have a little bit more concepts. Sorry, can't speak. Concepts. And when I come back in part 2, we'll talk about those concepts, and I'll let you guys know what those are. But until next time, thank you for coming to my channel, and have a good day. Bye, guys.